Sometimes you read an old interview with an artist and you applaud what they have to say. I read an old interview with Freddie Jackson back in '88, and he says he would never compromise his black fans for white pop audience. He says he wanted to have pop success, but it ain't something he ran to. And he's talked about how he keeps the bass in his music. He says, because you tend to, when you do pop, you water it down, you got it lower. That's one of the reasons why his old songs still stand out. Freddie was big in Black World. Him and Luther was a battle. But I never got the feeling Freddie had accessible songs, but they just catered towards R&B radio. You Are My Lady, Rock Me from Night for Old Times to Jam Tonight. Those were the cuts. I Don't Want to Lose Your Love. They were accessible sounding, but they didn't sound like he was going over the top to try to sound pop. And that's why he endured, you know. And he also talked about being considered too black. You think about the success. He did get Grammy nominations in R&B, but he didn't go out his way to cross over and do nothing marketing. I do believe in part that was the unfortunate situation with Luther Vandross, who wanted that pop acceptance, then had tasted it, but they weren't gonna give him the love. Gerald Levert talked about it a lot. He would have liked to have had it, but he said, "Look, I got to cut my beard off and sound less machismo and accessible." So I applauded when I heard this whole interview with Freddie Jackson talking that he wasn't going to do any gymnastics to appeal. He pretty much said the pop artist was pretty simple, and I read between the lines what he was saying. I liked it. Freddie Jackson, one of my favorite male vocalists of the last 40 plus years. I like the songs. This stuff that I always dug, and I like his vibe and his groove. And if someone was trying to put you in a, even though he wasn't going to surpass or match Luther like that, but the fact of being mentioned in the same sentence, because that was a real rivalry in the hood. In the pop world, and everybody was about Michael and Prince, but Luther and Freddie was a rivalry. I still remember I was in a class. I was going to a community college, and I remember this Italian cat, and he said, "Yeah, man." He said Luther and Freddie, and I looked at him and was like, "What neighborhood you been hanging out?" I said, "How you know?" I said, "How you know?" Let me know, dude was hip to it because it was a real thing. But Freddie, you never got the sense that he was really paying the pop artists. Because I peeped his shows. I be peeping audiences, and I peep, and his sound was adult contemporary, but it didn't sound milk toasty. And there wasn't no fluffy Kenny G notes playing all in it, and it was all strung up with, David Foster over synthesizing stuff for somebody. It still had a vibe about it, which still had a soul to it. Even when he did that episode in King of New York, because you remember Freddie Jackson was in there before Keith Sweat had done New Jack City. Like the old take from The Godfather with Sinatra performing at the weddings and stuff. Freddie still had a soul to it. So, I just thought I liked reading that interview. He was gonna always acknowledge his black fan base first and foremost. And he wasn't gonna go out of his way for white pop fans and stuff. Because you need to hear artists who talk real talk about the politics and the stuff going on with the industry. It ain't changed. It ain't changed. It's even more segregated it is now. You know. It's not really changed. And it's gone for the worse. I mean, you see how people was tripping about Beyonce when country music award winning award. That goes to show you that music still has racial connotations and people are still set in their ways. But I like to hear an artist who, reflecting on what their core of their audience is, because he knows the core and you know where the audience is. And they might not get pop love and they may not get all them awards and all those accolades and all that falseness and all that false teeth. But the people in the know, they can always come back home and they don't have to leave home because the base is there. But anyway, please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.